the reason why you don't enjoy your training is because you have no energy to even do the training. And the reason why you don't have the energy is because you eat like shit and then expect yourself to perform well. But that's never going to happen, right? If you don't nourish your body properly, you really can't expect much out of it. So this is why so many people, they start with their training and they're enjoying it, right? Because they're having a good time. They're getting some results. They're starting to feel really good about themselves. And then bam, you know what happens? You're going to hit a plateau. And that plateau is really going to mess you up. And the reason why these mess you up so much is because ultimately they're telling you something that you need to address, but you don't really want to. And this is what has happened to so many people. And then they get to this point where they're like, well, the one thing that I haven't tried to change is my nutrition. I've tried to change my training. I've tried to change how much I'm sleeping. But the one thing that I won't address because it requires a little bit more of a mental fortitude is the nutrition. And here's how it happened for me. Okay, when I didn't eat properly, when I wasn't eating right, when I allowed myself to be told what to eat by someone who had no idea, my whole body completely shut down. And the reason why it shut down is because I wasn't giving it what it needed. I was really meant to eat a lot, and I started actually undereating, and I was undereating a ton. And not only that, but I was completely malnourished. In other words, things were happening in my body that should not be happening. And so a lot of the time, people don't realize how much this can affect you until it's affecting you so much that it really starts to also impact other areas of your life. In other words, you can't show up at your job the same way. You can't actually show up for other people the same way. You're not sleeping right. Your stress levels are through the roof, all because you're not taking care of yourself, you're not listening to your body, and you're not giving it what it needs. When this happened to me, I started realizing that I can actually take control of my body just through my nutrition alone. It didn't even need all the other stuff. It didn't need all the hypes. It didn't need all the fads. It didn't need all the trends. It didn't need the latest product on the market. What it needed was proper nutrition. So once I actually got really clear on this, I started eating right. For me, it was as simple as just tackling vitamin D, vitamin B, and calcium. Those three macros were so incredibly important. What I mean is the micronutrients that I needed to literally bring my body to at the very minimal, a neutral state so I could perform, so that I could feel better, so that I could sleep better, and ultimately so I could actually be normal. Because I was pretty much walking around like a zombie. I could barely focus. This is the thing that people don't realize, and then they go on this other stuff and they just mess their body up. If you don't realize that how you fuel your body can then impact your brain activity. So your brain is going to literally need the foods that you're eating so that it can stay focused. Did you not realize that the level of focus that you have is directly proportional to how you feed your body? So if you're feeding your body like shit, your brain is not going to operate very well. Therefore, you're not going to be as focused. You're not going to be as energized. You're not going to be very good to many people. And then you know what happens next? Depression, anxiety, struggle, panic. You start to spiral in your thoughts. Did you really think that nutrition wasn't going to impact this? Because there is a direct correlation between the way that you're thinking, how often, the energy, and your nutrition. And so once I put these two together, I really understood the value of it. I was able to study better when I was at school. I was able to perform better when I was at soccer. I literally was able to just be a better person, all because I got my nutrition right. I had the right amount of macros, the right amount of micros. I was literally able to just do it right. And I know that it's not exactly easy. I'm not going to say it was easy. Yes, I had to figure it out. There was a lot of in between details. Don't even for a second think that there wasn't a pathway, because there was, and it wasn't short. It wasn't I clicked my fingers and I just had it all figured out. I had to go wrong a lot to then go right. And so for me, it was very, very much a path for self-discovery and understanding. Once I drew into that, and once I really invested into myself and understood that, I was really able to take my body and my performance to a whole new level. And what I love is that I can actually for the longest time, I've been able to maintain such a strong sense of self. I wanted to build a body that I could walk around and feel confident, feel strong, maintain, have like the fortitude and the resilience, because I'm not one of those people that will yo-yo. I'm not going to go well for like a couple of months and then fall off for a year. And I'm not going to go well for a couple of years and then completely go out of whack for a few weeks. Like, I want to be a consistent person. And my body really is a representation of a very consistent and dedicated person. And you can have that too. The only way that you're going to do that though is if you have a really strong why and a really strong what. So if you have a strong enough reason as to why you want to better your body, if you have a strong enough reason as to what it is truly that it means to you, then the how will show up, right? The how will show up in the person, in the place, in the process, whatever. Everything will show up for you, but you have to commit. You commit to yourself to the why you want it. Like, you have to know. And if you don't know, then dig a little deeper. Like, ask yourself some hard-ass questions. Stop asking yourself soft questions. Ask yourself, why do I want to be better? Why do I want to be fitter? Why do I want to be stronger? There's something underlying to that. Whether it is that you want more confidence, whether it is that you just want to literally like look at yourself and feel like I am fucking proud of myself. If that's the case, then be strong and actually believe in that. Because too often people don't believe in themselves. Like, if I didn't believe in myself, if I stopped believing in myself, when everything was going to shit, when everything was like getting taken away, when everything was falling apart, if I stopped believing in myself, I wouldn't be here talking to you, telling you to believe in yourself. I'm living proof, like truly, I am living proof that you can make it. You can be better. It doesn't matter how bad it feels. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. You can make it, but you have to commit yourself. Like, go all in on your goals, right? Don't just try to settle. Don't get complacent. Don't get comfortable. Don't make it convenient, okay? Don't do any of that shit. Just fucking make it hard. Make it hard for yourself. No one out there that's at the top is saying that it was an easy path. No one out there has said that it's better off being like complacent and easy and soft and sensitive. No one who is at the top took the easy route. So why are you? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why are you? And if you are, then why are you literally allowing yourself to do that? Because you don't believe in yourself. It's the number one reason why people aren't successful, is because they do not believe in themselves. But I'm telling you that when you look at yourself and you go, you know what? There's some potential there. Just even if it's the tiniest little bit, if it's like the tiniest seed, that's all it is required. Just the tiniest little bit of hope. Let this be that for you. Let my voice be that for you. Let this message be that for you. And don't fucking give up. Seriously. Because the moment you give up, all of your power is being basically taken away from you. And for what? For who? Why? How? Why would you let that happen? You don't need to do it like that. What you need to do is you need to get off your ass and you need to do the work. And the work is something that, yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, you're going to have good days and bad days, but you're going to remind yourself in those moments where you want to give up, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to be one of those people. And that is really what's going to carry you over. It's going to really, really help you, right? Because everything you want is on the other side of fear. Make a move, take an action, because you are one decision away from a completely different life.